Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So just kind of wanted to try to make this quick and short video of what's currently going on with the car. It's a couple of days after Cleetus and Cars. After looking at the data log, we found a couple things that kind of confirmed I am having valve float. So this is my first car. I'm learning a lot as I'm going. One of the basic things that I'm finding out now is that I had stock valve springs, which is a big no-no once you're trying to make any power. So I am currently in the process of, well, I've already tore apart the car pretty well, and I'm going to be upgrading the valve springs. I spoke with Comp Cams, and I got some new valve springs already here, waiting on the retainers and the actual tool to do it on these mod motors. So after looking at the data log, the last pass had made 30 pounds of boost. At one point, the air fuel went up to 14.3. The injector duty cycle shot up to 160. And another thing that actually confirmed the valve flow was that my manifold air temps was about 160, 170. And it was like that all day. So pretty much one of the valves is staying open. And I'm just assuming there's a valve staying open and the turbo is constantly spooling and all that air just pretty much just going through that valve, which is why I'm not making power. So I never share the numbers. On the Gen 2 75, 78, the car made around 690 to the wheels. On this new turbo, it actually made about 660, which kind of started the tinkering process, and that's what I took it to Cleetus and Cars with. Which, by the way, major thanks to Frank from Horsepower Factory. He's the reason why I actually went to the track that day. He let me use his pass since he couldn't take his car that day, so appreciate it a lot. Also to Caesar for just tuning the car and just being patient with me while just all the dyno time that I've had and just trying to figure things out. So thanks to Horsepower Factory and all the guys there. So between rounds, the first pass it did the 30 pounds of boost, and it went to 24. So right now the boost, I'm controlling it with open loop. So the car has Holley Terminator X. It's currently on open loop. So basically there's a solenoid that controls the boost, and you just give it a duty cycle that you would like for it to run the boost, and it gives you your pounds, your PSI. So at the dyno, it gave me 28 pounds, which was fine. At the track on the load, it actually shot up to about 30 pounds. So when I tried taking it down a little bit, it took it all the way down to 24. Tried to add it a little bit more, it gave me 29. So one of the other changes is I'm going to go with onboard air, controlling the boost, and have a closed loop. So basically I'll be able to command exactly how much boost I want. Also make a ramp of how fast I want the boost to come in. So I'll be changing that, which will allow me also to use the scramble button. Also adjust how much boost I want to leave at the line, because before I was just playing with the RPMs and it would just go, the higher RPM the more boost I would leave at the starting line. So I'm also going to open air. I'm going to finish welding up the charge pipe from the intercooler to the throttle body, just to eliminate any leaks, small leaks that I had. But at this point, I'm just going to try to just cross all my bases and not have any other issues. So that's where we're at with the car. Just kind of wanted to update, just kind of show the current status. The workbench has been pretty much now full use. Got the valve covers, got the timing cover off, the turbo kit, crank pulley. So this is a charge pipe. So this was for the old MAF sensor. So when we were at the dyno, I found it was leaking here. I just tried shoving RVT in here to temporarily. The car also had a meth kit at one point. So this was for the nozzle for the meth kit. I had a screw that I used to seal this, but because of the welds, it didn't seal right. So I'm also just gonna more than likely just fill this in with weld, or more than likely that's what I'm gonna do until I just change out the entire charge pipe later on. So that's that with the stuff I tore apart. So I'm going to try to do this with the motor in the car. I don't think it's going to be too hard on this side. Everything looks pretty good. I went back and forth if I wanted to take the timing components off, because I really don't want to put the car back in timing. It's not the easiest thing to do with these two valves. This side's going to be pleasant, to say the least, with the brake booster back there. I think that side, I'm just gonna start with the hard side first. And so I gotta take the cams off, the caps obviously, and then that tool is pretty neat. It actually clamps onto your journals, and it has a little bolt that you screw in here, and it compresses the spring. You take the keepers out with the retainer and then pull the spring out. Well, you take the screw out and then take the spring out. So yeah, I just took this off because I was thinking about putting vice grips, or not vice grips, but clamping this down somehow. Or someone told me maybe putting vice grips here to hold the chain in place whenever I take the sprocket off. But I don't know. I may just put the car back in timing. Still going back and forth on that. I'm just gonna try it with it on. But yeah, so just currently where it's at. These are the new valve springs. So we're I'll be, hopefully the part is freaking coming from China, so that's gonna be the what's gonna delay it. But it says it's supposed to be here next Tuesday. Originally it was saying May 12th, which is about a month and a half away. I'm not waiting that long, so hopefully it gets here Tuesday, and I'll have it, we'll see, hopefully put back together by the weekend, and try to see if that fixes our issue. But yeah, that's currently where we're at with it, and hopefully we'll go from there. Ideally with the setup, so like I said, the car has Holley Terminator X. It has a 470W transmission, Magna Fuel 7303, FIC 1000cc injectors. It's a 4.62 valve, forged bottom end, stock heads, turbo cams, stock valve springs, which is going to be upgraded now, and bullet intake, stock coils. So that's currently the status of, or the stuff on the car. So I don't see why I won't make 800. My only thing is just the heads. They're still stock, but I don't see why I shouldn't make 800, but we'll see. So that's currently where we're at. So I'm gonna end the video with that. Try to make it as short and sweet as possible, but I'm gonna update whenever I finish everything and go from there. So appreciate you for checking it out. Y'all take it easy.